So something interesting happened today. Let's talk about it. So something interesting happened today. I ate some lunch. Okay, I guess I kind of do that every day. Maybe too much? But today I ate at the canteen in a Chinese high school. So why is this unique? Most high schools in China are boarding schools. That means it's a closed campus, which means technically students cannot leave the campus Monday to Friday. So they rely on canteen Monday to Friday to provide about 14 meals. I'm back in the kitchen right now where they prepare a lot of the meals. The stoves and the woks are positively massive where they're gonna fix all the food because, you know, they've gotta make food for like, you know, upwards of 3,000 or 4,000 students every day, 3 meals a day, except for Friday. This is a partial boarding school. That means that they're going to board them 5 days out of the week, and after their afternoon classes on Friday, scram, get out of here, we're done. That right there is where your soup comes in. Now, soup is kind of a staple in China. Whenever the soup comes in, it's gonna be a huge trough of like vegetables, you know, carrots, leeks, whatever else, maybe a little meat in there, and you gotta strike quick when that vegetable pot rolls out. You gotta be Johnny on the spot getting your soup, because if not, a lot of these older ladies that live here will instantly make every ounce of vegetables and meat from that soup pot disappear. You better be up there with the ladle, or you better be prepared to wait for your meat-flavored water. Yesterday, tomorrow, oh, it's so easy, right? Yeah. Sup, soya. So easy lah, yes. It pays to show up to lunch a little early. So we got these little keypads here. Whenever you eat at the canteen, you're gonna take your lunch card, and you're gonna kind of slide it against there, makes a little beeping sound, deducts your amount, and your hot bowl of whatever is yours for the eating. So in most canteens across China, they're gonna charge you a set amount for your meal. Now, in my case, you take your little lunch card, you beep it against that little scanner I showed you earlier, and it's gonna charge me 12 kwai for that meal. It's about $1.60 US. Now, that just kinda, you know, continues until the balance of my card is depleted and you add more money on it and it adds it up again. So it's a stored value card. Now the cool thing is at the end of the month, they actually refund a lot of that money back on my school card. And each school lunch ends up costing me only 4 kwai. That's 60 cents. You try to eat a meal for 60 cents. And yeah, you'll find you're not really complaining about what you eat anymore. Students pay about the same for this, of course. So it's cheap eats. It's pretty decent eats. No, this is not your spaghetti house 4-course meal. No, it's not gonna be, you know, caviar and eggs, and it's not even a club sandwich in most cases. Forget cheese, it doesn't exist here. But, you know what? It's pretty good. It's not bad eats. You ever have one of those little ant farms when you were a kid and kind of look at all the ants kind of scrambling all each other, you know, digging tunnels, whatever things? Yeah, that's students. That's what it's like when they're, you know, sitting here and they're, you know, got, you know, 20 to a table and they're trying to figure out, you know, how long they have to eat and scrambling, you know, wolf everything down. You know, it's chow time. So it's just like when I feed my cats, you know? My cats don't really much worry about table manners when I throw a big chunk of tuna down. They're just all at it. When I was a kid, my grandpa had this ranch, kind of a farm out in the middle of nowhere in Illinois, and he kept about 30 cats in a barn, just to mostly take care of mice and other vermin that lived out there. And these were not your nice kitty sort of cats. They were kind of little skittish, mangy, flea-infested varmints, and they were just there, you know. So the neighbor was moving, and she asked my grandpa, well, you like cats, would you like 2 more? And grandpa was like, yeah, sure, whatever, you know, the more the merrier. And she's like, okay, well, they're special, dainty Persian kitties. We have Diana and we have Princess, and they only eat tuna from like crystal cups, and they only drink distilled water, and they like to be scratched a certain way, and they like their fur petted. And Grandpa's like, and so he took the cats. No sooner did she drive off, he took both of these cats and threw them to the wolves, literally. He just threw them in with the other cats. And these cats would eat twice a day. What he would do is he would take a big garbage can lid, flip it upside down, and he'd dump some dog food in the garbage pan lid, and then take some powdered milk, you know, sprinkle some powdered milk on there and a garden hose, and there you go. There's your dinner, kitties. Enjoy, bon appetit. And for like the first day, you know, these cats are like, don't want it. Well, you know, the funny thing is, when you get hungry, anything looks good. And, you know, I remember them cats, you know, the first couple of days, they were just, Bess wouldn't touch it, of course. And by the end of the week, man, them Persians were in there, the restaurants, and just, you know, they were one of the clan by the end of the week, buddy. And you know, eating in China is kind of the same way, you know? I mean, you can come into China with expectations. I'm going to eat cheeseburgers and potato chips and eat just like I did in America. Well, best of luck to you, buddy, because you know what? Here in the real world, in China, it ain't gonna fly. You know, you come to the canteen area and you take what you get. And by gum, if they're offering you the fuggliest looking fish, you know, served with some greens that look just like what you pulled out of your lawnmower back in America, yeah, eat it. And you're grateful for it because it's only 4 kwai, 60 cents, and it's pretty good eats, truth be told. Yes, don't get me wrong. Let me put an addendum on this. You can stick your nose up and totally eat American, and you're totally gonna pay for it too. You're gonna eat, you know, pay, you know, probably, you know, 5 times what you would to eat locally if you're stubborn enough to eat American all the time, or Canadian, or British, or New Zealand, or wherever else you come from, and you insist, you know, I'm proper British, I'm only going to eat bangers and mash. Well, good luck finding your bangers and mash. You know, here in the real world, we're gonna eat some bitter melon, some bok choy, we're gonna eat some chedza over rice. Be very happy if they actually have soy sauce to put it on top. Yeah. So yeah, here's the canteen. This is how it is. This is how we eat. It's not bad, but like anything else, just like Grandpa's cats, you really have to kind of change your mindset, you know, become one of the clan and just get in there and scratch, bite, and take your share. So yeah, that's the canteen. Decent eats, cheap price, and you know what? What's not to like about that? So yeah, something interesting happened today. I ate lunch in a Chinese high school canteen. It was pretty good.